They're spooled up, ready to go. Man, how about this? He cuts the tree down on him. Ross is going to have his work cut out for him. He's still behind at the 1/8 of a mile and drives around him on the big side of the track. Goes 14.90 on a 1480 dial, Randy.
It's like I said, he's been running his dial all day long. That's how you move on to the winner's circle.
That's what it takes.
Moving on to our final pair, Big Don, I got Ronnie Vandenberg in the Industrial Injection Lane, #1 in Division 6 in points and currently #2 in the national points, and he's in a borrowed truck because he burned his truck up at Woodburn, Oregon.
Guys, we're down here with Ronnie Vandenberg headed into the quarterfinals. You've got Brian Wotus. He's been running like 1340s, 1350s all day. You're 17, what, 30s, 40s? Here's what we've been dialing today?
Yeah, 1730s, 40s, and then, I don't know, I always hate lining up against trucks that are a lot slower, so I kind of feel bad for him, but hey, you gotta get those points.
And I've got Brian Wotus in the MBRP lane, 1340 the dial. He's going to be sitting here for a while as Ronnie's driving down the track. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up. Lights come down. Vandenberg good on the tree. Now, just like we said, Wotus had to sit there and watch him drive down the track. He's got a good reaction time. Ronnie's still way out front as we head to the half track. Wotus is going to have his work cut out for him. It's going to be too little, too late. 17:44 for Ronnie Vandenberg, and he's headed to the next round. Randy, let's look at our matchups in our Super Diesel category presented by Diesel Performance Specialties.
First up, we're going to have Ashley Alstead against Mike Harker. Then we got Dennis Kriegel against Jade Zayak. We got Ken Flory's #2 in national in points against the Smoking Guns Gord Cooper. And then the champ, Verlin Southwick, up against Gage Mackinnon.
That's right. But right now, I've got Mike Harker in the 07 Dodge in the MBRP lane.
I've got Ashley Alstead in the Industrial Injection Lane from the Supreme Diesel Crew in her 04 Dodge.
You know, Randy, this is 1190 index, heads-up drag racing, bumper to bumper. Here we go. Harker with a great reaction time. Alstead running him down before the 330. Trouble for Harker in the MBRP lane. Alstead sees that she's way out front. She's out of the gas, going to save some parts here, Randy. Rolls through at a 1339, and Ashley Alstead's headed to the next round.
Moving up in the Industrial Injection Lane is Dennis Kriegel out of Bow Island, Alberta in his 07 Dodge.
We're here with Dennis Kriegel, headed into the quarterfinals. Dennis, this truck's been tough all day long. Running 1220s, but is there more power in it? Because I got a feeling in this class you're going to need it.
I'm taking it a little bit easy. Had some training issues, but there's a little bit left to give.
Jade Zayak, the 05 Dodge in the MBRP lane. He's been running 1190s all day long. Kriegel's going to have his job cut out for him. He's going to have to take a shot at the tree here. Tree comes down. Kriegel, 173 on the light, does his jobs there. Zayak driving right past him in the middle of the track. He may be going too fast. Looky here, Randy, 1176. He breaks out, and that sends Kriegel to the next round.
We were talking about that international battle. Here we go, U.S.'s versus Canada. We got Smoking Guns Gord Cooper in the MBRP lane up against our #1 qualifier and #2 in points, Ken Flory in the Industrial Injection Lane.
All right, we call him Ken Flory down here. Ken, you've kind of snuck up in this national points chase.
Well, you know, Verlin Southwick is a really good racer, but he didn't want to take the trip east, so I went on back to Minnesota and I won that event. So got 80 points on him and pretty close right now, and I got him in my sights. If he sleeps just a little bit, I'm going to have him.
All right, we're down here with Gord Cooper. Gord, I tell you what, man, truck's been running low 12s all day long. You're headed to the quarterfinals here. You got Ken Flory. Can you handle him? I mean, you know, he's been running strong all day.
I like to give him all that he can handle, though.
Cooper's going to have to take a shot at the tree here as Flory, like you said, our #1 qualifier, try to get that big truck running. Randy, he goes 5,000ths too quick. 5 1,000ths on the red side. Ken Flory is going to stop the clock. 1198, 113 miles an hour. Tough luck for Gord Cooper.
We're back with Gord Cooper. Gord, you got knocked out. Ken Flory did it again.
Well, I gave him a good run. I red lit, but only I don't think you can red light any closer, can you?
It was close.
005 red light, it's still a red light. I'm out, but looking forward to setting the bar pretty high with a burnout contest.
Moving to our last pair in the Super Diesel category, we got Verlin Southwick against Gage Makinen.
Verlin, man, I tell you, I don't even know what to think. You guys have been everywhere, all over the place, and now you're here in Edmonton.
Yeah, it's a long drive, but we're trying to support the NHRDA, and we'll get to the races.
Well, the other thing I think you're trying to do is stay ahead of Ken Flory in the national points. The one race you don't go to, he goes to, and that's where he started making up ground on you.
Yeah, he's caught up pretty quick. He's only 40 points behind right now, so I'm trying to put the hurt on him so I can get a bigger lead and not have to worry.
All right, Verlin Southwick, 2011 world champion and current national points leader, is in the industrial injection lane.
That's right, and he's going to be taking on Gage Makinen in that 02 Duramax out of Billings, Montana. Gage's going to have to take on the champ here, Randy. He's a little late. Southwick, 226 on the tree. Gage, 366. We're headed to the half track. Southwick really shows why he's the champ here. He starts driving away, 12:07, and the champ's headed to the next round.
That's why he's the 2011 world champion right there. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more action from the Canadian Diesel Shootout.
Air Dog, the world's premier fuel air separation and filtration system for diesel engines, presents an Air Dog 2 fuel system. If you're tired of failing lift pumps on your diesel that can't keep up with your demands, check out the Air Dog 2. It will increase horsepower, torque, and fuel mileage, all while extending the life of your injection system. Also, check out our Diesel RX HD series for your semi. See them online at pureflowairdog.com/TV or dieselrxproducts.com/TV.
From the street to the track, XDP is your true one-stop shop for diesel power and performance. You can count on XDP from the sale through the installation process to provide award-winning customer service and technical assistance. We stock what we sell, offering you the best price and fastest shipping times in the industry. Visit us online at xdp.com and see for yourself why XDP is the nation's largest diesel performance parts retailer.
Castrol Raceway, another exciting episode of Diesel TV. In our Super Street category, quarterfinal rounds presented by Edge Products. Let's take a look at the matchups, Randy.
Our first pair up is going to be Justin Sherba against the Redneck Sean Ellerton, Idaho Rob Cottons against Colin Lloyd, Tori Rowanka against Devin Locke, and Daryl Bernew against Brian Spooner, who just ran the 957.
The Redneck Sean Ellerton in the industrial injection lane.
That's right, and Justin Sherba from Wembley, Alberta, over in the MBRP lane, part of that Supreme Diesel crew.
All right, they're pulling into the lines now. Ellerton gets the hole shot. He leaves out front. Here comes Sherba. We're headed to the half track, man. We got a drag race here. Let's see what happens. Ellerton's going to get there first, 10.95 to a losing 10.89, and another win on a hole shot, Randy.
That's right, Sean the Redneck Ellerton moves on to the semifinals, and he'll come up against either Cottons or Lloyd, our next pair up.
That's right, Randy. Idaho Rob Cotton's the champ in the 02 GMC in the MBRP lane. Going to have to run 80 or quicker here to back that record up. Rob, I know you're getting ready to head up here for the quarterfinals, but I got to ask, man, we going to shoot for the record, or what are we doing here?
I'm just looking to go rounds down. You know, that's my theory. Is I want to win rounds, win championship points, win this event.
And I got Colin Lloyd, the hometown boy from Edmonton, in an 03 GMC.
They pull into the lights. Idaho Rob Cotton's 145 on the reaction time. Headed down, 6:41 to the 8th mile. He's on pace for this record, Randy. 984, 143 miles an hour. Gonna miss it by 4/100ths of a second.
But he still moves on to the semifinals, so he's got another shot at it next round.
Lucky here, Randy. Tori Warinka's got a shot to back up the record for Team Canada.
That's right. He went 978 in qualifying, set the first leg of that national record. He's going to have to run an 83 or quicker to back it up.
You know, he's got Devin Locke, that 96 Dodge in the MBRP lane. Going to have to do a good job here.
That's right, but Tori Warinka again in the industrial injection lane with all the nitrous systems turned on.
The lights come down. Wawrinka makes a hard move to the left, back to the right. He wheels it back, locked side by side with him. Wawrinka starts to drive away. Randy, looky here, 9.80 and a brand new Super Street record for Team Canada and Tori Wawrinka.
Man, did you see how much that truck was going right, left? Looks like he was in a boxing match.
Tori, you just got back running a 980 here in the Super Street category. The 78 was your first lap. The 80's going to back that up. You're the current Super Street national record holder. Man, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels really good. Really good.
Big Don, I'm not one for quoting people, but looky here. We got Brian Spooner, former national record holder. He went a 9:57 in qualifying to set the record. He's going to be up against Daryl Bernew in the industrial injection lane. Daryl Bernew is number 2 in the national points right now. But right now, all eyes are going to go on Brian Spooner as he tries to back up the record and take it away from Tori.
You're right. He's going to have to run 9:63 or quicker to take that record away from Tori Wawrinka. They're spooling up, Randy. I'm not sure what happened right there. Spooner's dead late. Daryl Bernew taking advantage of it, trying to stretch that national point lead, and Bernew drives away from what could have been a brand new record. 10:29, and Bernew's headed to the next ramp. All right, we're down here with Brian Spooner. Brian, it looked like the truck was trying to drag you through the beams.
Yeah, we're having a hard time holding it back. We got new brakes on there, and you know, we just don't have a lot of time on them. And I had to get out of it. I would have rolled through in red lit, so as soon as I got out of it, the beams dropped, and it was like too late. 5/10, you can't make her up, not in this class here.
Well, you know, it's not like you weren't trying, though. The truck went 982 or a 983 at 144, almost 145 miles an hour. You were coming. I think if this thing was another 40 feet long,
yeah,
man, or you could have held it just another 10th, you were coming at him.
Yeah, but you know what? That's Super Street for you.
All right, Big Don, let's take a look at the Pro Street ladder brought to you by PPE.
We've got the 2010 world champ, Donovan Harris, Devin Locke. Then in our next pair, we've got Rob Coddens, Darren Willem. And then the first guy over 150 miles an hour in this category, Malcolm Cross. He'll be taking on Simon Orford.
In the industrial injection lane, I have Devin Locke in the 96 Dodge Ram.
That's right. And Donovan Harris, the 2010 world champ, the 01 Dodge in the MBRP lane. Randy, he's coming off a personal best, 9:17 at Mission Raceway earlier this year.
Donovan's got his light on. Here comes Devin. Great reaction time by Devin Locke.
And Donovan shaking the tires off the 01 Dodge. We're headed to the half track. We got 6:22 for Harris. He's headed out the backside, stops the clock, goes 9.70, 141 miles an hour.
Boy, Devin's pulling over. Something happened there, but congratulations to Donovan moving into the semifinals.
Our next pair up in our PPE Pro Street category quarter-final rounds in the MBRP lane out of Edmonton, Alberta, Darren Willman driving the NAPC-sponsored Dodge.
And I've got Idaho Rob Coddens in the industrial injection lane, running 2 categories here, Super Street and the Pro Street category.
That's right, Randy. Willman spooling up. Here comes Coddens. Coddens out front as we leave the line. Coddens starting to drive away. Not sure what happened to Willman. Coddens putting some distance between them on the top end. Stops the clock, 10.32, 108 miles an hour.
I think Rob thought he had that one and just took a nice, easy lap out the back door.
Okay, Randy, our next pair up in our PPE Pro Street category, Malcolm Cross and Simon